So if I were describing Gainesville to someone from 150 years in the future, here are some of the things I would say. So there used to be this town called Gainesville, but we don't call it that anymore because, as it turns out, Gainesville was named after General Gaines, who was a total creep and murderer. He actually started the Seminole Wars by attacking the fort on the Apalachicola River, where escaped slaves and indigenous Seminole peoples were living autonomously from governments. And so Gainesville stopped using that name, of course, because it's totally ridiculous to honor that person, and instead came up with some other name that I don't actually think, I don't know yet. But in 150 years, I think we'll also be looking back at things like prison slave contracts that have been used in this town up until 6 months ago, when the City of Gainesville and Alachua County canceled those contracts because they realized that treating prisoners as slaves didn't make any sense and was ridiculous and should have been abolished 150 years ago, like the rest of slavery was. So some other things I might tell someone 150 years in the future would be how we got rid of money bail. That even though we abolished the prison slave contracts for the city and county, the county jail used to keep people in the jail just because they didn't have enough money to pay, and then as a result they would end up with long prison sentences because they couldn't prepare their defense, and they would be essentially sold back into slavery in the prison system. And so 150 years in the future, I think Gainesville is going to recognize that honoring people who perpetuated slavery and then continuing to perpetuate slavery in the prison and jail is totally whack, and we're going to do something different. That's my story.